he says, how do you get over losing the season-ending final by, not me, knocking it on over the try line? Oh my goodness. In the 82nd minute to lose 30-24 after coming back 24-0 at half time. Now, there is two ways I would look at getting over this final. Number one, right, is looking back and saying, okay, like, yeah, looking back and then looking forward. Those are the two different ways. So if we look back, right, we say, okay, this person knocked it on over the try line. Is that the reason that we lost the game? No, we were 24-0 down at half time. Like, that you're already up against it. That one instance of knocking the ball on over the try line is not what's caused this loss. The fact that you've conceded 30 points has caused this loss, right? You needed that try to win it. Yes, it's heartbreaking. Yes, it's a really frustrating situation, but no, like, but like, it's all the you're already trying to recover from a bad situation. That bad situation's got nothing to do with knocking the ball on over the try line, right? There's so many things. It's like the same thing when I see people always blaming the ref on one ref decision, and it's like the game is over 80 minutes long. To put it down to one thing is kind of ridiculous, right? And that's, that's the way the sport is. It's the way any sport is, right? It's judged on it's the outcome seems to hinge on very small pivotal moments, but actually it's not. Those are just the moments that we notice, right? There could have been 5 moments in that game where there was a 2-on-1 that no one really saw that could have been easily recovered for, or converted for a try. There could have been moments where, in a try that you conceded where there was a missed tackle or enough, maybe something not as obvious as that. Maybe something where there were 3 people gathered around the ruck and they chose not to get into the defensive line so that the attacking team end up having numbers and scoring a try. There are so many little things that go unnoticed that it's silly just to reflect on the few things that you do notice. And not only is it silly to reflect on those things and say that's and feel bad about them, but it's also foolish to say that those are the only reasons you lost that game. Then you also can, like, we can look back even further, right? We can look back to all the other instances and unknown instances in that game, but you can also look back to, okay, have we all prepared as best we can as a group, right? So that's like 25 other people for months leading up to this final. There are probably few things that you could do better, which would have, again, given you a better chance of winning this final. At the same time, right, you may be as prepared as possible and you're comfortable with, okay, we got as good as we could get and we still lost. That's okay. Now we look forward and we look back and we look forward and we say, okay, what can we do better? What can we improve upon? What were the training mistakes? What were the things that we could improve upon? Not talking about not dropping the ball over the line. We're talking about, have we had good attendance at practice? Have we been focused for the full duration of practice? Have we showed up to practice week after week, month after month with individual things that we want to work on? That's a huge area that I think a lot of people miss out upon, is showing up to practice and saying, okay, I'm going to just work on my left-handed passing in training. And so you put yourself on the left-hand side of the pitch so that you have to constantly give those left-handed passes. Don't hide away from your weaknesses. Work on your weaknesses. Maybe it's that you've never been lifted in the line-out, or you're not a regular line-out jumper. Put yourself in there and become a regular line-out jumper, or a harder carry, and put yourself up for more carries. Put yourself into positions where you can improve in training, and you will get better, right? Have things that you've got to work on. And that means that you don't even necessarily have to have done something wrong in the previous season to work on that. You've just got weaknesses or holes in your game or areas of your game that you want to improve. And so you go forward and go, okay, we got to the final. We lost by one score that we could have even got. Now I'm going to go forward to this next season and we're all going to work on, all these different things. We're going to be so much better that this other team, if they are at the same level, we're going to fucking wipe the floor with them. That's what I would say to getting over a loss like that. Because, it's one thing losing to that team and it's one thing having a real good competitive match. It's another thing knowing that you're probably going to meet a team of that standard again and being even more prepared, right? It's a continual game. If this person is retiring forever, that you could still learn lessons from that and move forward to whatever other pursuits you do with your life. But I would say if you're still continually playing if you're still playing rugby, it's a continual improvement. The end of the season isn't the end of, like, that's not it. That's not just like, it's like there's a there's quite a viral clip of an NBA guy going about. I think he's in the NBA, and he's talking about failure, and he was saying about, do you ask for a raise every year that you from your job? Chances are no, but does that mean you've succeeded or failed? Who knows? It's all on a spectrum, and just because a rugby season has a hard stop, right, doesn't mean that that's the end, like, of that. Like, it's a continual evolution and continual improvement.